this video, I'm going to kind of go through my process of kind of how I tend to like trend forecast for a new pattern collection. I'm actually going to be kind of going through 3 different collections that I'm kind of planning for and gaining inspiration, and I'm going to go ahead and like start sketching out some of the different like pieces for it. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. Summer is coming up and I feel a little bit behind with getting these patterns designed, but you know what, that's okay. Life happens. I do have a full-time job that I do outside of my art business, and then I also have another like part-time job that I'm doing as well. So things are just kind of busy. There's a lot going on, but I'm really excited for this one. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. Okay, hello. So I have just gotten home from work. It has been a pretty busy day, but also very productive, which is always nice. It's always my favorite thing. It is super gloomy and rainy outside, so I decided instead of doing a run today, I'm gonna do a strength training workout. So let's go change and get a workout in, and then I think after my workout, I wanted to gather some ideas and like inspiration and then start kind of sketching out some things for a few new pattern collections. I have like 3 different collections ideas that I would really like to do, and I kind of need to narrow it down because it's, you know, I can get a little carried away with like the planning and the dreaming and, you know, wanting to get caught up in all of that. But I want to, you know, create a practical plan for it, and then yeah, maybe like sketch out some of the concepts and stuff. So I'm super excited to get to that. But first, let's just do a workout and then we can move on to some of the fun stuff. Okay, so I just finished up that workout. It was about an hour long, and it is really hot in here and really humid too. I think it's like the weather outside. I think it's like in the high 70s, and it's just like really humid with all the rain. So I did have my fan on in here, but I'm so hot. So anyway, I'm gonna take a nice cold shower. I'm really glad that I got that in, and I feel like I'm actually noticing that I'm getting stronger with doing these workouts every week. I've been trying to do it once a week and then do like running and some Pilates and stuff on the side, but I do feel like these are getting a little bit easier for me. So that's exciting to see some of that progress. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and shower and make some dinner, and then we can kind of dive into some of the planning and pattern designing, and or rather like finding inspiration and stuff for this next collection or series of collections. I don't know, we'll brainstorm that in a minute. So before I design my mood boards, I usually like to create a little Pinterest board, and I just pin anything that feels like it could go. And I kind of combined everything together, saved everything, and went over to Canva. So I have been working on my laptop for like about an hour so far, just kind of browsing through Pinterest and kind of gathering some ideas and pinning a bunch of things to kind of create a mood board. I'm working on 3 different mood boards right now because I want to do 3 different collections. These are going to be ones that I'm going to be creating like not all at the same time. So I'm going to start with one of them and make my way through them. But I just felt super inspired, which, you know, I feel like I have to, you know, jump on that when it happens because I'm, you know, a human being and I don't always feel inspired all the time. So when that happens, I try to like feed into that and like use the energy and momentum while I have it. So there is an artist that I follow. Her name is Kat Cocolette. And so Kat Coke is her brand. And she does a lot of different like courses and different things on pattern designing. And one of the things that she kind of released, and you can find this on her website on, I think it's catcoke.com, but she created like a 2025 trend report. And I've been trying to get better about like incorporating different trends into my pattern designs. Obviously, like I'm not really someone that's just going to hop on a trend for the sake of it or try to make my patterns or designs like exactly like someone else. Like I think it's helpful to incorporate some of those things that are popular and trending, but like also stay true to like my own style. So that being said, in her trend report, and I will show you kind of what I'm talking about. Well, I'll just show you so you can see. Okay, so in her trend report, she had this kind of Mediterranean one where there's a lot of like lemons and different like textures and patterns, and it's very summery. And then, you know, there's a little description of everything here. Basically, yeah, lemon stripes, terracotta archways, like a bunch of different things. So I've used this as like one collection that I would like to do. So my mood board that I created for that one is this one right here. Like I like the color scheme of this, and I like the different patterns and textures here. This is kind of a lot, but I just think it's really pretty and fun for summer, and I think they like flow really well together. So I'm thinking I'm going to do some different like painted tile pieces and then add some of the lemon like features on top of them and create a few different things. I think this little like scooter thing is super cute and very European, which I think could be fun. And I may include some other colors. Like I kind of like the pink. I don't know if I really want to add that. Maybe even like oranges in here. I think that could go really well too. And yeah, that feels very summery. Maybe some little parrots or other like bird details. I don't know. Once I like start sketching things out, I'll have a better idea. But this is just one of the mood boards that I've created, and I just love it. I think it's perfect for summer and so fun. And then the next one is this like seaside opulence, and the features of this one is that it's really shimmery. It uses a lot of like the iridescent like mother of pearl kind of features like you see here, and then some like sea things. So my mood board's going to be a little bit different. I don't really like drawing people, so I'm not going to do like mermaids or anything like that. So my mood board for that one is actually this one. I don't know if I'm able to like actually capture some of these like, you know, iridescent features when it comes to like the actual painting, but I'm going to do my best. I do have some sparkly paints, so I'm thinking I might do these with my watercolor paints rather than on my iPad, because I might be able to capture some of those colors a little bit better. But I figure little like turtles, maybe an octopus. I did some seashells and crabs. I like the oyster with the pearl, and I really would like to be able to capture those colors. Hold on. So anyway, as I was saying, I would really like to capture some of the colors of like the gold and the pearls. I just think that oyster is so pretty. So I'm going to play around with some different like seashells and little animals there. And then the last, I am still creating the mood board. I need to make some edits and stuff. But the last one that I'm thinking of doing this summer is this like Moroccan one. And I just think this is so pretty. I think it's elegant and ornate. So obviously my mood board is going to be a little bit different. I don't think I'm going to do a ton of animals. I don't know. I need to think about that. But I like the idea of like some different palm trees. I may not do the doorways and stuff. I think this could be kind of cool to do some little windows. And another thing that's pretty popular is kind of stamped and stitched things. So I think if I do something similar to this, where I do little stamp outlines of some of the things, I think that could be kind of cute, or like little palm trees or something. I don't know. I'm still gathering ideas for it. But my thought behind this one is I want to do a bunch of like tile and palm trees, maybe incorporate some birds because I have some of those, and then I think like some of the like lamp details. I don't know how I want to include those, but like maybe just do some different like shapes. I don't know. I'm still kind of gathering ideas, but I think fountains and water, the palm trees, maybe some cacti or something. I don't know. That may not be Moroccan at all. I've never been to Morocco, so I don't know. But I do like a lot of the tile features and then the palm trees. So I'll put this mood board together and kind of show you the color scheme and some of the different pieces here that I'm thinking about. Here is the final mood board for the Moroccan collection that I'm thinking of doing. I love this one. I think it's really pretty. So that actually took a lot longer than I was expecting it to, which I mean, honestly, is totally fine. But it is time for me to go upstairs, and I think I'm going to go to bed. But I do want to wake up early tomorrow, and I'm thinking, I kind of was planning out my day, and I think I would like to kind of start sketching some of the pieces out. I think I'm going to do some different seashells and maybe a few like sea turtles, some other animals, and maybe some of the oysters and pearls. Yeah, I'd like to maybe get like a page, or maybe just half a page, depending on like the time that I have tomorrow morning, or I dive into work. So think that's the plan for now. So yeah, I will see you tomorrow morning. Okay, good morning. So I think what I'm going to do for a little bit this morning is do some sketches on my little watercolor paper sketchbook here. I'm thinking that I want to do at least one of these collections on like with physical paper and like actual watercolors rather than my iPad, just because I want to do something different and I feel like these would look really good just like on normal watercolor paper. I may switch to a different type of paper just to get a different texture. If these are looking a little bit flat, this isn't the best paper to get those like blooms when it comes to watercolor. I can control things a little bit more with this type of paper, if that makes sense. So, but I do like it because I can get some more details with this and I can be a little bit more precise with like my lines, and it doesn't flow in the same way as like a traditional watercolor paper, if that makes sense. But anyway, I think I'm going to do some different like seashells, maybe some different little sea animals too. I'm going to kind of look at all of my reference photos and kind of, yeah, just start playing around with it. And I think that would be a nice way to kind of ease into the morning here. So yeah, let's just work on that. So I finished up my first page of little seashells. I did some oysters, little seahorse, starfish, and then this super cute crab. So I feel like this is a good little start to the series, and yeah, I'm excited to keep working on this. Okay, so I have done almost another page. I'll show you a better view of this in just a minute, but it is time for me to get ready to go to work. So yeah, we'll just have a very full and productive day. I think I'm going to try to go for a run later today because today is the only day that it's not supposed to rain. So I want to get out and be outside while I can and while the weather is nice. So yeah, but let me just show you what I've done so far on this page because I'm really loving it. Okay, so I did these seashells and then this lobster, this cute little fish, and this little plant here. Little seaweed guy. So I think I'm going to add in some little more shells in the empty space. I'm not sure what I want to do down here, but maybe another shell. I don't know. We'll see, but I'll work on this later. So I just finished up my run and came back home and showered. I did my hair. We have like a work event tomorrow, so decided to kind of blow dry it and I'll finish straightening it later. I ended up doing about a 6.5 mile run, which felt really good. It was much cooler today and I think it was less humid than last time, so that like it just felt so nice outside. I did just find out some like really tragic news and I'm feeling kind of like in shock about that. So I think I'm just going to have like a chill evening here, kind of process that for a little bit. And I think I just want to kind of work on my sketches too and go to bed early because tomorrow is going to be kind of a full day. I'm finally heating up my dinner. I feel like this evening has been a little more jumbled than usual. So anyway, I'm just going to enjoy my dinner and my sketching and I will see you in the morning.
so I added in a few more seashells. Well, actually, I guess just one. So I did this one. It may look a little funky right now, but when I paint it, I think you'll be able to see kind of like the different shadows and stuff. And then I added this little seaweed piece here. It's a little bit different in style to that one. Kind of looks like coral too, so I can paint it either way. And then I did this oyster. You know, these will look more complete once they're painted. I debated about doing something here, but it's just such a small space that I think I'm just going to leave that blank. So here is the final little sketch that I did. And I really love how it turned out. So I think I want to do a few more pieces, but we'll deal with that tomorrow.
Okay, good morning. So I just finished up my yoga practice. I did 30 minutes and that felt really good. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead and dive into work. I have about an hour before I need to get ready to go to work, so I'm going to see if I can get a bunch of work done.
Okay, so I am headed to work now. I am running very late, so oops. But anyway, I will maybe talk to you guys tomorrow morning. It's going to be a really full day and most of my evening is going to be at that event. So yeah, I will talk to you guys tomorrow morning. So I just got back home from my work event and it went really well. I'm glad that it's over with now. My social battery is like completely drained and it feels so good to just like sit down for a minute. I just feel so exhausted after today. But it was such a good day. I was very productive at work and our event went so well. We had a really great turnout, but yeah, I'm just so tired and I feel like I could fall asleep right now, but I'm also really hungry, so I'm gonna make my dinner, which is my flatbread pizza that I've like, you know, meal prepped for the week. So yeah, I think I just want to sit here for a little bit. Part of me was like, oh, maybe I should like, you know, do some work, and I just don't really want to tonight. I think I'm just gonna chill here and go to bed early, and I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning.
So I think I'm going to end this video here. In the next one, I'm going to kind of continue painting and drawing and, you know, doing all of the kind of fun creative work with some of these new patterns. I think I'm just going to focus on the one like ocean kind of sea side one with like the shells and, you know, cute little animals and stuff. So yeah, in the next video, I will be focusing on that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one and I will see you in the next video.